Much love, and I'm Wayne Johnson with Doc and Queen Ministries, best-selling author of the book entitled Every Child Deserves a Father. Got a lesson for you on today. We're going to come from Deuteronomy chapter 11, starting with verse 8. I think I'm going to go down to 14, and no, maybe 15. But let us get to it. This is going to be the lesson about when God was going to grant them the promised land. And so let us start with verse 8. So it says, "So you must obey every command I tell you today. Then you will be strong, and you will be able to go across the Jordan River and take the land that you are ready to enter. Then you will live a long life in that country. The Lord promised to give that land to your ancestors and all their descendants. It is a land filled with many good things. The land that you will get is not like the land of Egypt that you came from. In Egypt, you planted your seeds and used your feet to pump water from the canals to the water your fields like a vegetable garden. But the land that you will soon get is not like that. In Israel, there are mountains and valleys, and the land gets its water from the rain that falls from the sky. The Lord your God cares for that land. The Lord your God watches over it from the beginning to the end of the year. The Lord said, you must listen carefully to the commands I give you today. You must love the Lord your God and serve him with all your heart and all your soul. If you do that, I will send rain from your land at the right time. I will send the autumn rain and the spring rain. Then you can gather your grain, your new wine, and your oil. And I will make grass grow in your fields for your cattle. You will have plenty to eat." So, this is telling us, going back up to verse 8, we must obey God's commands. And when we obey God's commands, we become strong in him. So we have to do something first. We have to obey his commands. Then you will be strong because they go hand in hand. He told them, and when you will be able to go across the Jordan River and take the land. See, when you obey God, he's going to give you the strength because you are now strong, because he's giving you the strength to be able to do what he wants you to do. And what he wants you to do is to obtain the goodness for obeying his commands. It then says in 9, then you will live a long life in that country. The Lord promised, and when the Lord promised something, it's going to happen. The Lord promised to give that land to your ancestors and all their descendants. Now we know that the ancestors dropped the ball with it, but the promise is still there. Somebody is going to eventually take hold of it. It said it is a land filled with many good things. He stressed that a land that they were leaving from, Egypt, wasn't going to be like this land, because the land in Egypt, you had to do a lot more work for it. It wasn't as easy. And God was pleased and had a specialty about this land. He said, but the land that you will soon get is not like that. In Israel, there are mountains and valleys, and the land gets its water from the rain that falls from the sky. So you ain't got to do as much. See, when they were in Egypt, they had to pump the water. They had to do more work. But when you follow God's commands, believe in him, have faith in him, things become easier because you are now strong in him. So it then tells us, the Lord your God cares for that land, and he cares for you. The Lord God watches over it from the beginning of the year to the end. He said, you must listen carefully to the commands that he gives to you. He said, you must love the Lord your God. And it's something about when we genuinely love people, God, anything that you love genuine, things right is going to happen about it. When you love God, when you love your spouse, when you love your children, when you love your calling, when you love the things that you are called to do, is going to serve and uplift your soul. He said, I will send the rain for your land at the right time. Nothing like waiting for God to send it at the right time, because anything else would be the wrong time. He said, I will send the autumn rain and the spring rain. Then you can gather your grain, your new wine, and your oil. And he said, not only he's going to take care of you, and I will make grass grow in your fields for your cattle. You will have plenty to eat. So if we follow God's commands, it's going to give us the strength that we need. Not only giving us the strength, but things are going to be easier. We won't have to, quote unquote, toil as hard. Then we must continue to listen to God carefully. And when we do these things, he's going to take care of us, because the land is good and it has plenty of it. Now he's not only going to take care of you, he's going to take care of your descendants, and he's going to take care of everything around you. Take care. God bless. Much love.